Last night's game of football at St James's Park was a classic Premier League game. Lots of blood and thunder and a real controversial game. Controversial goal, if you like. There should have been some red cards, etc. It was just what you want in the Premier League. However, the fallout from the game has been absolutely disgusting, and mainly from Arsenal. And I've put the headline, Arsenal are a disgrace. I don't mean everybody associated with Arsenal. I'll come on to what I mean by that. But the fallout from the game has been absolutely shocking. Let's take a look. Hi everybody, I'm Paul. Welcome back to the Toon Review YouTube channel, and of course a daily news show today, which I wasn't going to do, but then I've seen some of the crap posted around social media about our football club again today. And as you well know, guys, I like to stick up for our football club when it's been dragged through the mud. A lot of people say, oh, don't rise to it, don't do this. I'm not rising to it. I'm just basically commenting back my thoughts on what's been put on social media and across the sports news network this morning. But before we get into it, if you do enjoy today's video, guys, do give it the thumbs up. Very important we keep those coming in on the channel. And of course, if you're new and you like what you see, please do subscribe to the Toon Review. Come and join this fantastic community on our way to 25,000 subscribers. With your help, we'll get there very, very soon. And of course, don't forget to hit the notification bell, which will also let you know when we go live or we upload any videos such as this one. Right, let's get into it. And it's not just Arsenal, by the way. I have to call out Goldbridge on this as well, because his comments, not just on his That's Football channel, but on TalkSport, on his TalkSport show last night, were absolutely ludicrous. However, let's start with Arsenal and their manager, Mikel Arteta, who again has rose-tinted glasses when it comes to what goes on the pitch. This has been an Arsenal thing across the years, of course, with Wenger not seeing anything, etc., etc. But the comments that Arteta made last night have started this absolute pylon to Newcastle United. And I'm not saying, oh, Newcastle, the centre of attention again. No. It doesn't bother me. In fact, it's laughable, some of the stuff that people have come out with. But I will defend my football club all the time. No doubt about it. And Arteta's comments last night about the goal, he's trying to deflect everything. Everything. So he doesn't take any responsibility for that weak Arsenal performance last night. And I've seen a few Arsenal fans on YouTube channels making comments about how weak they were as a football club. They weren't bothered about the goal. They actually spoke some sense. And we're commenting on how bad Arsenal were, how the front three just didn't perform. They had long shots. That's all they could do. They couldn't break us down. That's what they need to be focused on more than anything else, is if they want to go for the title this year, they've got to perform better than that. Yes, they had players out injured, but we had players out injured as well. So Arteta is making pathetic, childish comments to try and deflect away from his poor management of the game and the fact that his team didn't perform to where they should be performing. Saka was very quiet in the game, and Nketiah very quiet in the game. Martinelli, probably their best player last night. He was trying, he got a lot of the ball. But again, Arteta doesn't see this. He sees it with rose-tinted glasses, how Arsenal have been dealt a huge blow. You've lost one game. You've lost one game in the league this season, and you act like a child. It's absolutely pathetic. Crawl out of your own arse and get on with your job. Because, honestly, you've lost one single game in the Premier League and you'd think you'd been absolutely destroyed. You are still up there. You have still a chance to challenge for the title. Go back to the training ground and put right what wasn't right at St James's Park last night, instead of sitting in front of cameras crying about a goal. Now, the goal itself, look, I don't know if the ball was out convincingly. I don't know. I've seen various angles. I've seen beIN Sports say that the width of the ball, when you change the angle, it was still in play. I don't know. And as for the foul that everybody's claiming, Joe Linton has every right to go for that ball. Gabriel was weak as piss water trying to block him off. And your goalkeeper made a mistake. He came out, got nowhere near the ball. It bounces loose and in the back of the net. There was no handball. Give over. That Rory idiot on Twitter as well. Absolute monumental idiot. The hatred for Newcastle United is laughable now. It really is. People coming out and saying that since Newcastle have been bought by the Saudis, are getting all the decisions. Were people watching Newcastle United last season? Were people watching the disgraceful decisions that went against us? Blatant penalties, blatant non-offside calls. We could have finished on much more points last season than we did because VAR screwed us over on numerous occasions. But everybody's forgotten that this season. Everybody's come out and complaining about Newcastle getting this and getting that. Goldbridge, honestly, he comes out with an absolute packet of bullshit again, saying that, you know, Manchester United, Liverpool, these sort of clubs should take the PGMOL to court. Are you having a laugh? Are you actually having a laugh? Seriously, it's beyond anything that I've ever thought has been stupid in my life as to what I've read this morning on social media with the saltiness and the spite of Newcastle United. It's absolutely disgusting. Newcastle United have a manager who will always speak with perfect respect when he goes in front of the cameras. He doesn't slag anybody off. He doesn't, you know, no matter what he's feeling inside, he doesn't make that come across in front of the cameras. That is how to be a class manager in front of the cameras. Arteta is disgraceful on the touchline, the way he behaves. He behaves like a child on the touchline, and he behaves like a child in front of the cameras. It's just the way it is. And then Piers Morgan's another one. You know, they're all focusing on this goal, right? And then they talk about Bruno sending off. And then they try and make Havertz's challenge a yellow card by saying, oh, it was his trailing leg that got him. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Havertz should have been off for a straight red then. But then in the second half, Havertz comes sliding in from 6 yards away from where the ball is and doesn't win it. And that's a sending off for me, a yellow card again. So don't come to me with all this crap about, oh, Bruno should have been sent off. I said on the show yesterday and during commentary that he should have been sent off, Bruno. I have no doubts about that. It was a silly thing to do and he got away with it. But so did Kai Havertz. So try and balance it out. Why do Arsenal always come out and try and do this instead of thinking of balancing things out in the game? It's all to do with how they were roughly judged by the referee. Listen, the referee was absolutely garbage yesterday for both sides. Absolutely no doubt about it. Both sides. Ridiculous. However, you know, me as a Newcastle United fan and a football fan in general will look at that game and say, yeah, we got away with a few yesterday, but so did Arsenal. But when you hear the manager and some of the Arsenal fans coming out, not all of them, by the way, I have to stress, not all of them. But when you see a lot of them coming out and saying ridiculous things like, oh, Bruno should have been sent off the goal 4 different occasions. There was no offside. If you think there was an offside for that goal, you clearly do not understand football. Really, really don't understand football. You should be focusing on why Gabriel was absolutely soft as shite in that challenge with Joe Linton. Joe Linton's got every right to go for the ball, and he's got every right to challenge for the ball. Your goalkeeper, weak as water again, coming for a cross, and he's been poor since he's come in. And a lot of Arsenal fans that I've listened to have highlighted that. The sensible ones who actually look at the game in general and say, yes, this should have happened, but so should this and so should that. You know, looking at it in a more balanced picture way. But no, Arsenal don't do that because Arsenal think, certainly Arteta, he thinks they're bigger than that. He thinks they should get all the decisions. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Arteta, that Newcastle United are now one of the big boys. We are up there challenging, and we will consistently do this for years to come, if not getting even better than we are now. So don't come to us with crap like this on a... You know, it happens every time with Arteta, though. He behaves disgracefully on the sidelines. He's disgraceful in front of the cameras, and he will try and deflect away from that poor Arsenal performance. The fact that Nick Pope had 1 save to make in the game. We didn't test Ray very much either, but we got a goal. But again, focus on what went wrong for Arsenal, Arteta, not what went, crying over spilt milk yet again. You've lost 1 sodden game, and just take it on the chin. We've had to do that over numerous games last season with VAR. We've had to take a lot on the chin and just get on with it. But no, because it's Arsenal, because it's Arteta, and, a lot of... DT, he's in absolute disgrace as well, by the way, but for many different things which I'll not get into, commenting that because of it's Saudi money, and I've seen this from a couple of Arsenal fans. Saudi money is why the FA and the Premier League are letting Newcastle get away with everything during a match. I cannot believe what I've read this morning. I just cannot. It's absolute ludicrous. It's a farce and it's a disgrace. but I will back my club up 100% every time. That's why I'm doing this video today, because you know what? Arsenal are a disgrace when they lose. They are an absolute disgrace to football. And that has got to change. Something's got to be done about that. Instead of coming out with crap like, oh, the Premier League are looking after Newcastle because of Saudi money. Are you having a laugh? The length of time it took for us to get our takeover through, and you think because we've got Saudi money coming in that everything's changed now. The balance of the Premier League has changed from the so-called Big Six to Newcastle United now getting all the decisions. It's ludicrous. I mean, as a football fan, like I said at the start of the video, for me, that was a blood and thunder game of football. Not the best technically last night, but it was one of those Premier League games where both sides were physical. Both sides got away with quite a lot. The refereeing was shambolic to both sides. The goal was controversial, but in my opinion, it should have stood. And in a lot of professional pundits, they said it should have stood as well, because they could not find anything to rule against the on-field decision from the referee, which was a goal. That's as simple as that. It doesn't need looking into. It doesn't need investigating. That is the decision. And, Arsenal should just go with it. You've lost the game. Move on and concentrate on the things that didn't go well for you in the game. Why you were lackluster up front. It's basic. That's what we did last season. When we were denied VAR decisions, Eddie Howe wouldn't come out and go, throwing his bloody dummy out the pram. He got on with it. He concentrated on the next game, and we kept going. We didn't let anything get to us. But the way Arteta goes on, and some of the Arsenal fans, that's why you've got a chance of winning the Premier League. Just concentrate on your next game. Go for it. Instead of just complaining about a game that's now gone, you've lost, get on with it. Instead of being absolutely shambolic. And then, finally, I want to bring up the Joe Willock situation. Racist remarks again. Joe Willock last night put up on his Instagram stories the disgusting messages that he'd been getting. Racism again rears its ugly head. Now, I know a lot of Arsenal fans and very decent Arsenal fans, actually. So, I'm not going to sort of put them all in the same sort of barrel here. There's the odd few absolute numpties, and it's not just Arsenal, it's across the world in football, where these racists just rear their ugly heads and have to have a go at Joe Willock. Disgusting. There is nothing worse in life than racism. It is filth. And, to actually read what Joe Willock was sent last night is awful. It's horrible. It's disgusting. And I hope these people are dealt with very, very swiftly and very well. And they get a very, very severe punishment, because we need this eradicating from football and eradicating from life. Racism has no place in this world at all. And, it's absolute filth. Every time I see it, it makes me feel sick. And it made me feel sick last night when we had, as Newcastle fans, see what Joe Willock had been sent. There is no place on this planet for racism. Absolutely none. And I hope every football fan agrees with that, or decent football fans. But anyway, there you go. I just think it's been way over the top, the reaction to Newcastle's win. It seems to be the world against Newcastle. Saudi money and all of this garbage. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Like I say, I've done this video as a response to all the crap that's been written about Newcastle United Football Club since the match last night and this morning. It's absolute bollocks. It really is bollocks. And that's why I'm doing the video, because I'm sick. I will defend my football club. I'm not biting. I'm not rising to it. I'm just defending my football club that I love and support. And I won't have us dragged through the mud by absolute idiots like Arteta, Piers Morgan, Mr. DT, all the other ones that have commented about Saudi money this, Saudi money that, and we've got away with blue murder, etc. Concentrate on your own club. Concentrate why you couldn't put a goal past us last night, and get on with the rest of your season. But let me know in the comments what you think, guys. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button. Very important that we keep the likes coming in for the channel. And of course, if you're new and you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Lots of quality content coming on the Toon Review. We've got match previews, reviews, live commentary of games, every single game this season. We've got lots of other stuff coming up on the channel as well. So please do subscribe. It is great community. And of course, we're heading towards that 25,000 mark. So please don't forget to hit the notifications bell as well, which which will let you know when we schedule our live shows or we upload videos such as this one. If you're watching this on Sunday, of course, don't forget tonight at 7 o'clock, we have the match review. That should be a spicy one. A lot to get into for the match as well. And if you want an instant reaction to the match, head across to our Patreon page. The link is in the description. Become a patron of the Toon Review for extra content away from the camera. Alex and Billy have done a fantastic instant reaction to the game. That is on the Patreon website now. But in the meantime, have a fantastic Sunday, and we will see you tonight for the match review. Take care.